Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to start a new project. Now, back in February 2022, I reviewed the Bailey Alicanto Series 2 Grande. It was the new version, which I'm sat in at the moment. It was the Lisbon and the Porto, I think I reviewed, and one thing I mentioned in that video is I didn't like the RGB lights in the Caravan. I thought it cheapened it, I thought it wasn't really necessary. You could have quite easily gone without. Now, when I reviewed the Unicorn Deluxe back this year, they completely updated the way that they control the lights here in the Caravan, and they've replaced it with what I think is a far better way of controlling lights, and also the lights themselves I think are nicer. So I went away a bit inspired by that, and I've researched it, and I've got a lot of equipment with me now, and I've purchased a lot of bits and bobs. And today I'm going to make a start in doing what I've previously referred to as an RGB delete. Now, this video itself is going to take a few days for me to film, because step one is I need to remove the lights here and all the cabling out of the Caravan, which is in here at the moment. Step two, I need to remake off the new lengths of LEDs and the cables, etc. And that is something I need to do at home. Then once all the cables are made up, then the third step is for me to obviously reinstall it here in the Caravan. So in real time, it's going to take me a few days, probably 2-3 days to do it, because I need to do stuff here, back home, back here. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, this is quite a bespoke video for people who've got a Bailey Alicanto Series 2, but no. The point is that the second half, or the second part of this video, I think I need to split into two, will show you that you can install this into any Caravan. And what I will show you is with the new setup, it means that it can be installed into any Caravan, any configuration, and even be used in the awning as well. All of that I'll make clear in a moment. So without further ado, let me just make some space and let me show you exactly what I've bought. Let's start with the controller, and this is the controller here. This is what's going to replace the current one on the Caravan itself. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, which are zones, which we can set up in the Caravan. So maybe the lounge, the kitchen, bedroom, washroom, but I'm going to come back to that in a minute. On off, we can change the brightness, and we can change some scenes as well here at the bottom, and then we can change the temperature of the LEDs here on this slider up and down, but more on that in a minute. Now, this is wireless, which means that it has no cables that read into it. You can see it's battery operated. The batteries are a bit loose in the back there, I will say this, but it's essentially a remote control. So there's no cables, there's no wires, there's nothing needing to go to this. Now, if you don't like the style of this control face here, that's fine, because available online as well are remote controls, which you can just carry around in the Caravan. In fact, if you look at the new Bailey Unicorn and the Alicanto Deluxe, they have a remote control which you literally control with your hand, and you can put it down anywhere you want. So that's the transmitter. That's going to transmit signals to and from our LEDs. But of course, with a transmitter, we need a receiver, and that's what this is. Now, there's one of these for each zone. So this is going to be zone 1, this is going to be the lounge, and then I've got another one here, which is going to be zone 2 for the kitchen. This is 5-in-1, which means it can handle 5 different types of LED strings. So if you've got a single colour LED string, fine. If you've got what I've got, which I'm come on to in a moment, that's absolutely fine. If you want the RGB lights, well, you can put those in as well. And RGB lights with white light or cool white, there's 5 different configurations it can control, which is absolutely brilliant. Like I said, this is wireless, so you can pair this to your remote, and the system will work. So that means you can install this back in the bathroom or in the washroom. All you need to do is supply it some voltage, and then the LED lights come out the other end, and that way you can control your lights in one go. Now, if you remember, I mentioned it has the 4 zones. So this is going to be zone 1, which is the living room. Another one's going to be zone 2, etc. I'm not going to do anything in the bathroom or the bedroom. Instead, I'm going to put one of these in the awning. And many of my long-term subscribers will know that I created my own LED lights many moons ago, and I'm going to retrofit one of these with our awning lights, which means I can control our awning lights from this remote, but also from my phone, because these will actually connect to the Wi-Fi. And why is that important, you may ask? Well, if it connects to the Wi-Fi, you can connect it to cloud home automation, and that means you can put some home automation in place. So for example, you can set a rule up that the lights will come on 45 minutes before the sun sets. So you don't need to put your lights on or off. It will also switch the lights on when you get close to your location, or it will switch the lights off whenever you leave. There's lots of logic and there's lots of rules that you can put in place to make home automation work in the caravan, and we're going to explore some of that in a future video. So that's the transmitter and the receiver. The area LEDs that I've bought are these. These are known as CCT LEDs, and I think it stands for correlated colour temperature. So there's two strings of LEDs in here, one cool white and one warm white. And all the controller will do is it will vary the brightness of each one of those strings. And that's it. That's how it works. So you can change from cool to warm or warm to cool, change the brightness on both, and it looks really, really neat. You'll see it when I put it in, and I'll be able to explain to you how it works a bit better when we actually wire these up. I bought 2 lots of these. These are 5 meter lengths in each, and that's going to be plenty for what I want to do here in the caravan. Word of warning, when you do buy these, you need to make sure that they are the 12-volt variants, because a lot of these actually will come in 24-volt variants, so you need to make sure that these are the 12-volt versions. Yes, if you buy the 12 or 24-volt versions, they just won't work. The job for today is to rip out what we currently have in the caravan, and I may just put this back in place. Because it doesn't require any wiring in, I'll be able to screw this back into the cabinet. So let's make a start and pulling all the cables out. So that's the controller that we're going to take out. This is going to be my first job of removing it. Before I take that side out, I'm going to unwire everything from the other side. And before I start removing cables and ripping things out, I'm going to tie onto a couple of the LED runs some draw cables so that I can gain access to the cables when they come through. It will all make sense in a minute when I actually make a start. So first things first, let's get behind the cabinet and let's start uncoupling cables. So in the back of the cupboard here, we can see, and I'm sorry it's badly lit, but there's the back of the controller, and we have a junction box which we need to take out, and that cable at the top there, that white cable, that's the power cable that powers everything. So I need to disconnect that, and I'm actually going to route that cable in a different location. So let's make a start by pulling cables apart. I won't be able to film this as I do it, but I'll come back to you when I've completed it. Okay, right, torch on. So you can see I've now unplugged everything. The sensor, the cable there, which I put in a couple of weeks ago, is dangling down, and you can see I've pulled the power cable back. Now in actual fact, I'm going to remove that power cable through that hole there, and I'm going to reuse that P clip at the top there to just put the sensor cable in place so it's out of the way. All of these cables are going to be removed. What I need to do now is remove the controller. That's what we're going to do next. Okay, right, so let's work out how this comes off. Now, I've had a look around, and it looks like that this glass front here is literally just glued on the front. And I think there was 2 screws back here. Looking at the back of the controller, I can see like the ends of screws. So I think that this has to come off, but I don't quite know how it comes off. I think this is just stuck on or clipped in. Maybe that's what it is, it's clipped in. What I need is something thin, and I would use a credit card or something like that actually, but I don't have any of that with me, so I'm just going to attack the corners here with just a screwdriver. Let's put my glasses down. Oh, it's coming. Is it clipped? Yeah, I think it's clipped. No, it's not. It is just glued. It is just glued. So I don't know if you can see that. I tacked it on that corner there, and I've just pulled it away. There we go. And that is it. Okay. 2 screws. And then that panel's off. These are self-tappers, so I'll go careful of those when I put them back in. And then we can see how we can attach the new one to this face here. Okay. Oh, and of course it's gone on the floor. And that's it. We're out. By Jove, what a mess. What a bloody mess. Oh, actually, do you know what? They do line up. What am I talking about? It does look like they do line up. Let me just try that, actually. I think it's more luck than judgment, actually, that these holes do actually seem to line up. Yeah, it's not square. I've got to adjust that. That's true. But it does look like they line up perfectly. So just gently tap that in. Let's see if we can line it up now. So it's square. A bit more. Yeah, that's okay. Let's just tighten those in. We don't need to be too forceful with that. Perfect. So we can now attach our LEDs, and that literally just clips on the top there and pushes in. There we go. Job done. Just got to remove the protective cover, which I will do. There we are. Oh yeah, that's satisfying, isn't it? Nice. Now my LED strips go along this sofa here, down underneath the sofa, around the back of this cabinet here. They meet with the other LED strip here, and then they pop out down here, and they run all the way along here past the heater and up into that cupboard there, which they then disappear up the back of the cupboard, and they would have come out about here. Now my new controllers, my receivers, these ones here, I'm going to fit these down here out the way. I think it's going to be a good place for them to fit, and it means that all the controllers are accessible if I need to hit a reset button or I need to access them. But because there's no wires between these and the transmitter, I can fit them pretty much wherever I go. So that means that routing these cables is going to be really, really straightforward. The only cable I need to worry about, therefore, is the ones that come underneath the kitchen cupboards here. You can see I've started to pull them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these first, and then instead of pulling them all the way out, I'm going to attach a draw cable, which I've made up here, which is just a cable which I've twisted around so it's got a bit of stiffer rigidity to it. And I'm going to pull the cables through with this, and then I'm going to be able to use this to push the cable back in again, so the cable then comes out down here. That's what I'm going to do. So there you go. What I've done is I've installed the cable there, the draw cable. That now goes straight outside, and all I'm doing now is pulling the cable for under the kitchen cabinets through, which I think might be this one here. Yes, it is. And I'm just going to tie this cable off here to the other end, and then I've got a route through then for the new cable to go through from under the kitchen sink all the way through to the boiler. So there we go, I've just tied it off on the end there. Usually I'd put some tape over it, but I've just tied it off. That's going to be pretty secure, so I'm going to be able to pull that through, and it should appear out there. Right, good luck everybody. Okay, so there we go, we've got our draw cable through from that side there, and if you can come around here, I've got it through here as well. So it now goes underneath the kitchen cupboard completely. And that means we can remove that string of LEDs without an issue. And we can now start unrouting these cables here as well, which I've already started to do. This cable here plugged into the back of the controller, which was up here. So I've just pulled those cables through. Now all I have to do is pull out all these cables here as well, and then we're golden. Right. that's the kitchen LEDs now ripped out. All I need to do is the same for the others, which is going to be dead easy to do. I just need to pull them through. In the meantime, I've actually gone ahead and made up all the cable lengths that I need. I've literally just measured those against the cabinets where the cable runs currently go. So I've measured those up and I've cut the cables ready to solder onto the new LEDs. I'm not going to measure out the LEDs here. I'm going to do that back at the office, which will be the next step. Right, so I think we're going to call this the end of the first video because there's a few things I need to go through in the next video. What we need to do now is go back and solder up all the cables that I've made up. Now, when I say I've made up all the cables, what I've done is I've literally just measured the new cable which has to go in and around and through the cubby holes and what have you. I've measured all that out, and then I've made up the cable which is probably a little bit longer than I actually need. But these are what I'm going to solder onto the end of the LED strips. So we're going to do that at home. I've taken the existing LEDs and I've bundled them up so I can use those as reference to when we actually create the new LEDs, which we'll go on to in the next video. The difficult job I have between now and then is I need to clean up all of the residue from the existing LEDs. The LEDs themselves have not come away clean. There's a very sticky adhesive backing to these, and in some places that is still in situ. So I need to come up here probably with a scalpel blade or a Stanley knife blade and some solvent. I'm thinking probably something like some alcohol, IPA for instance, and I can then just remove the remaining glue. That's going to be a couple of hours I think to do that because there's quite a lot of mess. So that I need to do between now and then. But then our next step is to go home, measure up the LEDs, which I'm going to measure up longer than I need because I've got 10 meters, so I've got ample amount of LED strip here to do this with. Make up the cables, protect the ends, and then we'll also fire them up at home as well. Check out that everything works okay. And then I think that'll be the next video, and then we can install it. And I don't think installation is going to be too bad. I think the worst bit is just routing the cables through, but everything else should be absolutely fine. So we'll call it the end of part 1. See you again in part 2 when hopefully I would have cleaned up all of the residue.